Evening everybody, it's Mark from Burton Bibles here, and I am just doing a quick video on something that I've been meaning to do for a while, and that somebody prompted me. I can't remember which of my subscribers it was who prompted me to do an in-depth review. It was Zachary Hall, I think, who prompted me to give a more in-depth look at my Cambridge Cameo wide margin. So I thought I would take this opportunity. It has featured in a couple of other videos, but only in a sort of a partial way, and I thought we'd have a closer look at it today. So let's just undo my Bible case, which of course you can get from burtonbibles.com. And here is the Bible in question, the Cambridge Cameo wide margin. Apologies guys if you don't like these videos where I move the camera like this, but I thought this might be better for a bit more in-depth look rather than the static top-down approach. So the story of the Bible, I guess, this Bible, I mean, of course, is that it came into my possession, I think, in the early noughties, very early noughties, either 2001 or 2002, something like that. A brother in my assembly had this and wasn't getting on with it. I think he tried to get himself a wide margin, and this wasn't quite what he had in mind. I had a pocket Newbury that I'd bought, and he loves the Newbury Bible, and so we did a swap. And so this came into my possession, and I've been very happy with it ever since. I've had it for the best part of 20 years, and it's been my daily driver, and I'm beginning to start to understand why I just love it so much. Obviously, I'm in contact with a lot of Bibles now, which is great, but I'm beginning to understand what qualities this Bible has that marks it out. For a start, let's look at the size. The size is not huge, it's not a big Bible, it's similar, it's a bit bigger than the Concord reference Bible, but it's very slim. It's about 1.25 inches, something like that, thick. It's not much thicker than the Cambridge Concord. In fact, it might be the similar thickness. So it has that going for it. It is the Cameo text block, and it's about the same thickness as a standard Cameo. And that's because it's on the same paper. It's on the same thin India paper. It's not on Bible paper, and we'll come to that in a little bit. So that's just a little bit about the outside of the Bible. It is basically the same size as a Cameo, but 1 inch wider and 1 inch taller. So there's your kind of rough dimensions. So it's slim. It's yes, it's got some size to it, but that size helps the Bible to lie flat and to lie beautifully flat when you're speaking from it or when it's on the desk as it is now. So I quite like that. It's bound in what Cambridge call Berkshire leather, which I found out recently is just like a pigskin, basically. So it's got quite a tough cover, but it is very, very flexible now anyway. It was a bit stiffer when I had it, but as you can see, this Bible loves to do yoga, and it's very, very slim. And of course, the paper helps with that as well, because it's on this thinner India paper. It makes it very flexible. It's not edge lined, it's just a standard paste down liner, and it is starting to show signs of wear. In particular, if you go to the back inside cover, excuse all these leather bits, it's getting worse actually. That's worse than when I looked at it a few weeks ago. So I'm not too sure what to do with it, because this Bible is no longer available. No longer available. Cambridge don't print it, to my displeasure. They don't publish it anymore. They've gone with the Concord for their wide margins, and I can see why. The Concord wide margin is a better wide margin Bible than this, but I still think there's room for a Cameo Bible with this extra gutter on it. So it is starting to show wear and tear, you know, around the cover in those usual suspect places. And there are a few sheets that have been torn. This inner page always gets battered because it's attached to the cardstock. So it is starting to show signs of wear and tear. But this is why I love this Bible. That's why I love it. It's the Cameo text block, but it is just wonderfully presented with these nice, generous margins. The text, I just love this text. The Cameo text block is just fantastic, so readable, and I just find that my eyes can read it as fast as I can say it, as fast as I can speak it, basically. So it's a great Bible to preach from, I find. This is all subjective, of course. Lots of people, would shrink away from this. It's a standard double column format, which I love. The centre column references, which I'm also a fan of. That they are, it has got the italics in there and the numbers within the text, unlike the Concord, which goes for the bold letter and bold number references. But I find that these are okay to use. It's chapter and verse layout. There's no paragraph here, but then that's good because I don't particularly get on with a paragraph style Bible. I just find that my eyes can flick down the verses, no problem at all, and I can read this Bible for a long time. It's an 8-point font, I believe, and I just love the font. I love the size. The print is very clear. It's not a red letter, unlike the current Cameo, which is a red letter. And I just find it such a pleasure to read from. It's got running headers along the top there. Nothing at the start of the chapter. No chapter breakdown, no chapter summary or anything like that. And also no, book breakdown or book summary, anything like that. This is just, there's no commentary in this Bible as such. It is literally just the scriptures. Doesn't start books on new pages or anything like that, which I know some Bibles do. And I just love this paper. This is like a thin India paper. I find that I can quickly find passages. Let's go Psalm 139. So Psalm 139, I find that I can just find things quick in this Bible. In terms of marking, this is the bone of contention with this Bible. It's not the best for marking. The paper is thin. And you will see where I've marked it in the past, and anything much more than one of these microns, 005 microns, will come through. But let's just try it here. Let's underline this verse here. Whither shall I go from thy spirit, or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. I've already marked this bit already as well, and if we flip the page, you can probably just about see some ghosting coming through. It's not bleeding through, which is good, of course. There's no way I'd be marking this Bible if it was bleeding through, but it is ghosting through, even the 005 micron. And you can see other passages where I've marked things and it's really coming through. I think this was a G-Tech C4. The G-Tech C4s are an excellent Bible marking pen, but I have realised that they're a little bit more wet than the Micron 005s. Here I've marked in pencil, and don't mark your Bible in pencil, folks. It's not a good idea. Doesn't come through the page, but it makes a right mess of your page because it smudges, and it's not archival quality, so it will wear and it will disappear over time. So just no point in doing that at all. Where I've used sort of standard rollables or standard biros, for example, it's coming through a lot. So, we've underlined that verse and it's blatantly coming through the other side. So it is a difficult Bible to mark, and I can see why Cambridge thought, well, we need to do this properly, and hence the Concord wide margin, which is a much better wide margin Bible for marking. I accept that. But why I love this Bible? Well, yes, it's sentimental. It's the first Bible that I preached from. It's the first Bible I, took seriously with my studies and whatnot. So it does have that with it. It's got a concordance in the back and some note pages, which I've just made a few passing notes, message breakdowns and summaries and things like that. There's a few maps in the back, only 8, because this is old school 90s Cambridge, this is. But yeah, I love it. I love the Cameo text block. That's the main reason I love it. But I also love it because of these margins. They're no good for marking. I accept that. But what they are good for, and what they do allow this Bible, which is unlike any other Bible that I've seen, is it just allows this Cameo text block to breathe. Your thumbs take this gutter, this margin takes all the wear from your thumbs, and it allows this Cameo text block to remain, you know, untainted, beautifully crisp and clear and readable, and that's why I love it so much. Look, there's some notes that are massively coming through. I think that was just a standard biro by the looks of things. You can probably make that out from the text. So it just allows a bit more room for this Bible, and because it has got those wider pages, it sits flat wherever you turn in the Bible. Obviously, I've got a card in there, so it's not sitting quite flat, and that makes it an excellent companion on the platform and on the desk. Now, this Bible isn't available anymore. They go for silly prices on eBay. Just to let you guys know, this was a shop-soiled Bible. Should have been £45.50 back in the 90s. I bought it, my friend bought it for £22.50. Bargain of the century. So, yeah, absolutely lovely, beautiful Bible. You can still get the Cameo, and you can still get a Cameo wide margin from Church Bible Publishers, which I've seen, and I quite like it. But this one is just special. It's just original, and it's just got those qualities that I absolutely love about it. So yeah, if you ever come across one, buy it immediately. You won't regret it. Don't pay silly money for it, of course, but if you see one, or you can get hold of one, swap for one, or trade for one, whatever, I thoroughly recommend you get hold of it. It's not the best Bible for marking, but it's one of the best Bibles for reading and preaching from. So I hope you found that interesting. Sorry, I did ramble on a bit, but you know, it was a subject that was dear to my heart. So hopefully you've appreciated this little look at the Cambridge Cameo wide margin. And just before I knock off, let's look at that. It's the Cameo 16MO with refs. That just relates to the text block, the typeface, and the page size and stuff like that with the pronouncing text. So it also was printed in England. I might also say that it was printed in Great Britain at the University Press. It was one of the last Bibles to be so. So that makes it special as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch up with you soon on another video. Take care. God bless. Bye.